The East African region, more than any other region in Africa, is endowed with enormous development supportive resources, including productive lands, sufficient industrial and precious minerals, large quantities of flora and fauna, fairly skilled manpower, navigable inland waterways, and capped with transformative economic strategies adopted at the regional and national levels within a fairly stable macroeconomic environment. In order to exploit the advantages created by the foregoing endowments, the region's partner states, the republics of Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda, and South Sudan are fully aware that efficient transport infrastructure and services must be developed to underpin the region's competitiveness through expanded regional transportation capacities and reduced costs of transport.
Over the last 3-4 years in most of the partner states, the budget for infrastructure development has been doubled. So this is very important because it is what is needed to really make East Africa the preferred destination for investment and industrial development.
Decisive efforts towards increasing transportation efficiencies and capacities have been directed towards railways upgrades from narrow to standard gauge, expanding and improving the road network, decongesting the port access infrastructure and terminals, enhancing access to reliable power supply and energy systems, and addressing the facilitation aspects of transportation and installation of efficient border controls. Infrastructure development is a means to an end, and the end in this case is better trade between East African Community partner states and the neighboring sub-regions, reduced cost of doing business, and easy movement of people, goods, and services. Development of efficient railway systems in the EAC has been touted as a means towards enhancement of connectivity and linkages between the ports and the hinterland to enable cross-border trade and heavy industrial development buoyed by the cheaper means of transport.
So the development of standard gauge railway is supposed to provide, once again, in a transformative land transport infrastructure that will help the region move to the middle income status.
Upon completion, the Northern Corridor standard gauge railways will be linking Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and South Sudan, and through the implementation process, communities are already reaping early transformational benefits.
Most of the work is being done by the local people. Most of the supplies is being done by the local people. So basically it has actually benefited so many people in this community.
The Central Corridor Standard Gauge Railways project linking Tanzania to Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo commences soon as well. Ports are critical nodes in the overall transportation system in the East African community. It is through the EAC ports of Mombasa and Dar es Salaam especially that the partner states transact 90% of their international trade volumes. Modernization is the way to go.
These last 3 years, the port of Mombasa has improved the vessel turnaround at the port, which passed, our target was to reach in 1 year 72 hours of ship turnaround. Currently we are 66 hours of ship turnaround. It means the productivity at the port has also improved.
So the levels of automation have been growing. Right now where we are is that we have full-time online communication with our clients. So we have seen improved times in clearance. We have seen improved revenue.
Mpaka sasa uwezo wetu sisi ni mpaka ni chini ya container 20 kwa muda wa saa moja. Tukiongeza uwezo kwa kuwekeza kwenye mitambo hii miradi tutakayoifanya, moja kwa moja tunaweza tukahudumia meli nyingi na kontena nyingi, uwekezaji kwa ujumla mpaka kwenye maziwa kule ziwa Nyanza, ziwa Tanganyika, ziwa Nyasa. Tunavyozidi kuwekeza tunasaidia kupunguza gharama za biashara.
And so far, these developments are not only reducing ports' cargo dwell times for containers and general cargo, but are playing a significant part in reducing the overall cost of doing business in the region. Expansion of major roads interconnecting the EAC partner states is also a priority activity. Several kilometers of new upgraded roads have been developed in the community in the last 5 years. These roads are providing additional capacities for transport and enhancing accessibility to the hinterlands of the EAC while easing the movement of persons and goods. Tanzania's investment in her intercity bus system, Bus Rapid Transit System, also a first in the EAC, is already operational. The enormous success of the first phase of the BRT operations has triggered a quick agreement to proceed with phase 2 to bring on board other unserved neighborhoods of the city of Dar es Salaam. East African Community Partner States have realized the need for accelerated investments in power generation, distribution and interconnectivity infrastructure and efficient energy markets. The issue of alternative power generation has been given prominence with geothermal, wind, methane, and natural gas and coal attracting renewed investor interest and government support.
As we develop geothermal, we are then able to displace the more expensive power from the fossil fuel. And as the economies of the East African region get cheaper power, it will be possible for the goods that are produced from these countries to be more competitive.
Though there is a level of progress and success so far, EAC's priority infrastructure projects requires to be upscaled, more so with the help of the private sector if the region is to reap the fruits of efficient infrastructure sooner.
We have been also thinking about developing our capital markets because they are really a sizable source of funding for infrastructure. And the East African community also is working on the East African Development Fund so that we can really have sustainable financing mechanisms for our projects.
Other partner states can borrow a leaf from Tanzania that has already in place measures to attract private sector investment, especially in the area of ports, through policy and incentives, an arrangement that has seen Dar es Salaam Container Terminal concessioned to Tanzania International Container Terminal Services, TICTS. Soft infrastructure improvements in the EAC, like the harmonized vehicle load controls, a key control measure to ensure lorries and trucks adhere to axle load and don't eventually damage the roads through overloading, are paying returns too. Partner states have embraced weigh-in-motion technologies, a technology that weighs trucks as they drive on and has been installed in selected regions' weighbridge stations. Truck drivers are a happy lot since they are now spending less time compared to the past at the various weighbridge stops. Harmonization of border crossings procedures through the one-stop border post concept and simplification of customs procedures is a welcomed idea too. The one-stop border post concept combines 2 stops in one and consolidates function in a shared workspace for exiting one country and entering another, thus reducing on travel time for travelers and freight vehicles.
Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki imekuwa iko nzuri. Kuungana pamoja, ukitoka upande wa Tanzania ukija upande wa Rwanda na kwa sawa, ukitoka upande wa Rwanda kwenda Tanzania na kwa iko sawa. Clearing yote wako sehemu moja. Hamna kutoka fasi moja kwenda fasi nyingine. Ukiingia ofisi moja, clearing yote iko sawa.
Another impact is these street vendors. You know, you can see people from Rwanda coming to buy things in Tanzania, and the people from Tanzania going to buy something from Rwanda. Yeah, it's how we can be able to work very closely.
The vision of an interconnected East Africa is no longer a distant dream. Much has been done so far to realize it, and more is in the pipeline. By and large, with the current strong and focused leadership of the EAC heads of state in the development of priority infrastructure and deepening regional integration that is opening up opportunities for development in the region, an efficient infrastructure interlinked and interconnected East Africa is possible. A crucial step towards getting the community closer to realizing part of her very mission of a developed and empowered East African community, ready for economic takeoff. One people, one destiny.